It is my great pleasure to turn it over to two young people who I have seen not only grow, but flourish and come into their true selves. Natalie Chandler, a computer science major pursuing minors in mathematics and theater, and Jacob Ruffner, a double major in geography and political science. Just a brief shout out to Jacob. Almost all of the video on the Meridian site you saw to prepare for today was his work. Thank you for that work, Jacob. Jacob and Natalie represent the best of what we do at SAUE. Please.
Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to all of you for being here and allowing us to get to know a small piece of you. To do that, you each wrote us an essay about some part of your story. This right now is just Jacob and I telling you our stories, which are not as different as they may seem at first.
And honestly, I can't even say that I sat in your seats my senior year. I hadn't cared much about my GPA, nor did I have too many ambitions for college. Let me just say it. I wasn't invited to Meridian Day. You all beat me on that mark, but 4 years later, here I am on the other end of interview day.
For me, being on your side of this day is what led me to choose SIUE. My first semester, I drove from 8 hours away with a little bit of fake confidence and a lot of unnecessary dorm supplies, fair warning. I had no friends, no clue on how to navigate from one building to the next, and no idea what was to come.
And I was just a curious, naive kid who was simply excited to move in proximity of the big city. And that kid was fortunate to be met by other curious and naive peers. I really remember seeing undergrad mostly as an opportunity to change my behavior, pick up new habits, and meet some new friends.
Those new friends were so important to my life here at school. I lived in the honors focused interest community and quickly found friends who doubled as my tour guides, as well as my main support system for the next 4 years. I walked into my first computer science class and I left overwhelmed. Honors upperclassmen I hadn't even gotten the last names of yet were assuring me that I was right where I was supposed to be. They told me I was capable and that anytime I got stuck, they would be there to catch me. And they were.
And while things may have been rough at the beginning, at some point they changed from foreign to familiar. And I credit that much to my investment in the honors program. But I can't really communicate my thankfulness through academic measurements or in resume bullet points. To just cut to the chase, honors evolved into the best playscape of my life. But what does that mean, you ask? I guess I've been lucky to break out of the standard rote pathways of school in ways that I didn't even know was possible. Is that something I knew I wanted when I was 18? No, not really. And you probably don't either. That's where the experimentation comes in. So Dr. Berger, somebody who I hope you meet, hosted one of my first 2 honors classes and allowed me the space to explore so many fascinating topics with very few barriers, while still dunking on my poor rhetorical skills at the time. And soon I started to notice some amazing classmates, and we just rolled on together, finding each other in similar classes across the years. I really see it more as a continuous timeline of experimentation instead of just distinct courses.
So I'm graduating now, but my college experience wasn't about having the right answers or keeping the A's I fought for in high school. College became learning about who I am and what I'm capable of. I helped code a game that won an award at my first hackathon. I volunteered at food pantries and nursing homes through the Honor Student Association. I stood in the street and fought for a cause I believe in. I was a part of the Gay Straight Alliance, our tech theater club, and for a moment, a sorority.
And on my end, I wound up in a political theory class taught by Eric, and alongside Colin, Natalie, Mondu, Cam, other people who you've met today. And there we role-played anarchists, communists, and unfortunately, even neoliberals. It was our job to create a sample of real-world society and to keep those negotiations civil. This playground encouraged me to expand outside my major of geography and to also declare as a political science major. And for me, political theory has forced me to examine what I should be striving for as a citizen in the world.
And while this school isn't the only place we could have learned about our interests, like political science or technical theater, I feel so lucky that I was here. Most of the schools I considered had plenty of the programs and clubs I was involved with, but the community here allowed me to grow without fear of mistakes. SIUE is full of people that will catch you when you fall, just like those upperclassmen said to me. And knowing that allowed me to dive into the deep end over and over again.
But all these anecdotes are meant to convey are only some of the wonderful experiences that SIUE curates. One of those is Honor's unique landscape, where everyone is encouraged to leave their comfort zone and just to play. It's why I chose to come here, and it's what makes it beautiful for me. And please bear in mind, I'm not saying any of this with any monetary incentive to do so. I have faith that you'll find your unique perspective on it as well. And for me, instructors like Wyatt Teague or Christian Hinz realize this promise and help to cultivate spaces where we can, momentarily, step outside of our normal lives. And once we get to that playground, we can encounter all the bizarre, uncertain, and beautiful parts of life. I've started to learn how to live. And sure, SIUE is technically another state school with a whole slew of competitors, but it's got something that many others don't: a tested intellectual playground designed to help you find yourself.
And I wish you all got to be here today so that you could see exactly what we're talking about. The warmth of the people, the beauty of this campus, and the strength of its programs, especially honors, are all reasons we're here 4 years later. Wherever you all choose to go next, though I admit I hope that's SIUE, that school will be lucky to have you. And I hope it's a place you can explore, discover, and be supported even in your mistakes, just like we were here. So I thank you all for taking the time to listen to us. Now it is my honor to introduce to you one of those people who have influenced our time at SIUE. Our final presenter for the day is Dr. Denise Cobb, the Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. The Provost is the Chief Academic Officer of the university. While I've met Dr. Cobb at a number of events, her influence on our lives has been subtle yet important. Her leadership has shaped the experiences that Jacob and I have had. She oversees all the academic departments of the university. It's her job to make sure that we have excellent degree programs in which to study. She is also a supporter of the honors program that provided us the opportunity to think differently and to celebrate our roles as citizens of our communities and SIUE. She supports and handles SIUE's study abroad programs and oversees all of the research that takes place on campus, including the efforts of student undergraduate research. Dr. Cobb has changed our educational directions and our lives without even knowing it, and I bet if you want, she can change your life too. So, with that said, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Denise Cobb.
Well, thank you for that introduction. I don't even quite know what to say, so that was incredibly kind. And this is by far the best part of my day, let me just tell you that. So listening to Natalie and Jacob talk, it makes me so proud to be part of this community. So that is not anywhere in my script, but I just want you to know how important that was to me to hear what a great experience you've had here. And I'm so proud of my faculty colleagues, and I'm so proud of the work that you and the other honor students have done. So thank you for that.